ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Friday. A likelihood of thunderstorms and very light rain this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 79. Tonight, there will be possible thunderstorms and very light rain with the temperature reaching 69. A possibility of thunderstorms and moderate rain tomorrow with the high of 75. This weather is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Want to experience the ultimate car wash? At Tommy's Express, you'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading, flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Try us for free. Text WASH 415 to 86697 to send our best wash, The Works, directly to your phone. You'll love the sudsy clean, ceramic wax, underbody flush, spot-free rinse, and tire gloss. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today. Offer valid to new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional and information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Get your mom a beautiful color gemstone that she'll cherish and wear for a lifetime from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. And just in time, Tracy's Fine Jewelry is offering our entire collection of color gemstone jewelry, rings, earrings, pendants, and bracelets at 60% off. That's right, 60% off our entire selection. The largest selection and the lowest prices are just some of the reasons why people choose Tracy's Fine Jewelry to find the perfect gift for Mother's Day. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, 2621 East 15th Street in Panama City.
Krispy Kreme Donuts presents Minis for Mom, May 6th through the 11th. Mom will love the 4 new flavors that pack a big message into a mini donut. Perfect for celebrating the light moms bring. They're available May 6th through the 11th, only at Krispy Kreme Donuts in front of HCA Hospital on 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme Donuts since 1937. Krispy Kreme Donuts, where you get them hot.
Hewitt Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323. Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now back to the Inside Drive. Live in local Golf Plus studios. It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat.
the Inside Drive. From college to the pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good Friday morning. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 right here in Bay County, Panama City Beach, all of our beautiful surrounding areas. 101.9 sliding down that Forgotten Coast over there in Port St. Joe, Apalachicola. I forget the is it St. George Island? Sorry, I didn't mean to. Your mic wasn't ready.
I believe
it is.
Yeah,
St. George. Yeah. I don't know why I drew a huge. Well, maybe I know why I drew a blank on that
There
one.
might be a reason or two.
Yeah, you know, that short term. It's not short term. That one's been in there for a while, but I just didn't trust myself when I said it. But down there along the Forgotten Coast, it is currently beautiful, but we got some storms coming in here a little bit later on this afternoon, so always stay weather aware here in the Florida Panhandle, and you can download our free mobile app on all you got to do is search 104.3 on the Google Play or Apple Store. Lots of t-shirts being given away in that app. You can't win a t-shirt if you don't have the app. Also, you can head over to ESPNPC.com. Click that Listen Live button there if you don't have any other way to listen. But while you're there, sign up for Scorpion TV. $45 a month with code ESPNNW. Get you over 5,000 streaming channels on demand, including all the pay-per-view events, all the sporting events that you would want to watch. It's right there at Scorpion TV. Real easy to sign up. If you have any issues, you can reach out to the studio, and we'll walk you through it. But I feel like you guys can figure this out. You're a smart listening audience because you're listening to us, so you can figure out how to download that mobile app. You can watch, listen, like, comment, subscribe, and share all of our great local shows. That's on social media. All you got to do is search up ESPN Northwest Florida, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Coach James Hale Show from 7 to 9, Inside Drive right here from 11 to 1, and of course the afternoon underdogs from 4 to 6 p.m. Jay will be joining us at about 11:40. So excited to see Mr. Henley back and Dad. That's worthy of the sounder there for sure. If Liam fills in a little bit or helps out a little bit this summer, I'm sure these Sounders will be back.
They will be back and in full force.
2 weeks from Friday is his last day. Is once you get once you do your grade awards, it's pretty much set in stone then at that point. So school is winding down. Lots of camps going on out there. Pay attention. Gulf Coast, high schools, Arnold, Mosley, Bozeman, all sorts of camps going on. Make sure you sign your kids up early because I know a lot of those camps fill up fast, especially those volleyball camps, as they are extremely popular. But look forward to having Jay back in studio, see what kind of camps he's got going on this summer. Did want to start kind of on the NFL news side of things. There's been some things going on. The whole Belichick situation continues to be a little weird. Apparently now, originally it was reported that she was banned from UNC football facilities, but that is not correct. The University of North...
Who said she was banned?
There was rumors going around. I think all it takes is one to say something, and then about 200,000 shares later, boom, everybody thinks it's fact. And that's just kind of the world we live in right now. But because of those rumors, the University of North Carolina issued a statement Friday saying that Bill Belichick's girlfriend is a welcome guest at the football facilities after reports she'd been banned by the school. We obviously know who she is, all that good stuff. While Jordan Hudson is not an employee at the University of North Carolina, she is welcome at the Carolina football facilities, the school said in a statement. Jordan will continue to manage all activities related to Coach Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for Carolina football and the university. Interesting they call it Carolina football because I was in South Carolina for a while, and Carolina football, usually is South Carolina, who got drummed last night in baseball by Auburn, 24-2, kind of a lopsided score in that one. There's a few other lopsided scores that went down in the sporting world last night.
24-2 is just like, why?
Like, I guess there's not a run rule in college?
I believe there is. Well, I know there is in softball.
It's probably before the inning that it had to be at.
I would imagine seventh inning.
Which is even crazier. All right, continuing on with some of the NFL news. The NFL schedule released 2025 to feature select game announcements ahead of the full reveal. I can't think of another professional sport where the schedule release is such a big deal. We promote it, we talk about it, we dive into it. I do anyway because I always try to find where the closest Niners game will be to us. But
I think all of the schedule releases are a big deal. There's just none that is as big as the NFL because it's 17 games, right? Like they release the NBA schedule and then all the Christmas schedule, and they try to,
build it up.
Build it up a little bit by talking about the big dates. And the NFL does the same thing, but it's like every game, the Monday night schedule, the Thursday night schedule, Sunday night football schedule, and we can flex these games, but we never do, even when the games are terrible. terrible. All of that good stuff.
Absolutely. But yeah, speaking of those particular games David was just mentioning, coming up on Monday, you'll have NBC releasing their Sunday night football schedule, including Fox releasing their schedule as well, or select games on their schedule. Prime Video will also be releasing their Thursday night football schedules. ESPN will be releasing their Monday night football schedules on Tuesday, and then the official release day is Wednesday, but CBS ahead of the official release, which I believe is 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. CBS will release some of their game schedules, and then last but not least, Netflix will release their game schedules. Like I said, the official schedule release in full will be during a 3-hour primetime special on Wednesday on the NFL Network at 7 p.m. Central Time. ESPN will also be holding a 2-hour special reacting to the schedule reveal. So not only are they revealing the schedule, they're reacting to the schedule.
R squared.
Yes.
Reveal and react.
R squared indeed. But yeah, so just wanted to mention the schedule release is next week. So, anybody looking to go to games, you'll find out. We already know who the opponents are. You just don't know when that's going to fall on the schedule. So we'll learn that come Wednesday night next week. And, I won't be here Wednesday or Thursday. We got to make another trip to Jacksonville. But I'm sure I'll talk about that schedule on Friday.
Yeah, I'm really curious this year. This is the first year that I've ever really been intrigued by what the Titans got, because I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm not like...
They're going to play the game no matter who the opponent is.
But this year I do sort of care to see, what is Cam Ward's track going to be like, and which possible game am I going to be going to check out Cam Ward's emergence into the league.
There you go.
He's come to save the league, according to Christopher Multicante.
What is he saving it from? Making billions of dollars?
No. He's just a big Miami Hurricanes fan.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. But I do know the Niners have the quote-unquote easiest schedule this year, according to whoever put out that information.
Yeah.
But we'll see. They're all games are tough. If you're not playing good football, it really doesn't matter who you're playing if you're not playing good. I know the Niners played the Saints this year, so we may have to make a trip over to New
Orleans. There you go.
We did Jacksonville, Atlanta, Tampa. So we've kind of increased up in price the whole way. Because I know those Saints tickets are not cheap. So I may try to pull some favors, and maybe somebody I know that can hook us up with some Saints tickets. I haven't done that in forever, so I feel like, maybe we'll
there you
push for that a little bit.
As long as you don't wear out your welcome, man, there you go.
That's it.
Self-awareness, right? When it comes to when are you going to choose the right times to be able to call those favors in.
Absolutely. Another record there in the NFL. Texans' Jaden Higgins becomes the first NFL second-round pick to get a fully guaranteed contract. The NFL Network's Tom Pellegrino reported that Higgins and the Texans agreed to a fully guaranteed 4-year, $11.7 million contract. The deal made him the first second-round pick in league history to ink a fully guaranteed rookie contract. All first-round picks have received fully guaranteed contracts the past 3 years, but no second-rounders. The 100% guarantee for Higgins, the number 34 overall pick, is up from the 91.9% in the same slot last year and could impact other negotiations in the top of round 2. Houston selected Higgins early in the second round with the 34th overall pick as it looked to address a position of need at wide receiver. Stephon Diggs is no longer on the roster while Tank Dell is recovering from a significant knee injury that required multiple surgeries. His timeline is not definitive on when he'll be able to return to the field, so by fully guaranteeing this particular contract, it kind of solidifies another good wide receiver. Obviously, he's not played a snap in the NFL yet, and something crazy could happen, and they're still going to owe him that $11.7 million. In the football world of things, that's really not that much money when you're talking about some of these teams. You guys might have talked about this one yesterday, as it did happen a few days ago. Gabe Davis was released from the $39 million Jaguars contract after the Travis Hunter trade in the NFL draft. The Jags released wide receiver Gabe Davis, the team announced. He signed a 3-year, $39 million contract with the team last year. The Jags will incur a $20.3 million dead cap hit in 2025. You still think Gabe Davis has got enough left in the tank to make an impact on another team?
I mean, I think it'll just depend
on what team.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, he's kind of a situational receiver. He's been in the last few years, but obviously he's had a decent career in the NFL. He's still rocking and rolling.
I was just surprised that he got that kind of a deal from the Jaguars when he was a situational wide receiver over there in Buffalo. And if it wasn't for Josh Allen throwing him the ball and, you know, the kind of the lack in chemistry, maybe not chemistry, but the distance that started happening between Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, and that helped Gabe Davis emerge. He had some big plays and stuff, but that's going to happen when you're the third wide receiver on the Buffalo Bills, and he's got to find someone to get the touchdowns when the number one wide receiver is locked up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what opens up. But I could see, like, not to talk about the Niners, but I could see him making an impact on the Niners, trying to find some guys that maybe you can pick up for some lower prices, because that's kind of the issue right now is once they pay Brock, there's not going to be really a whole lot of cap space left to make some big moves and stuff like that. But Gabe Davis is now a free agent out there on the wide receiver market. Panthers running back Jonathan Brooks to miss the 2025 NFL season amid knee injury rehab. Carolina Panthers running back Jonathan Brooks will miss his second NFL season as he recovers from a torn ACL. The Panthers announced on Thursday that they placed Brooks on the physically unable to perform list, which ends his 2025 campaign before it started. The running back tore his ACL last year in Week 14, the announcement read. By placing the second-year running back on the PUP now, he will be out for the 2025 season. The move allows him to get healthy after his second such tear in as many years. Carolina selected Brooks with a second-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, but injuries limited to only 3 games and 9 carries as a rookie. He suffered a torn ACL in December against the Eagles, which marked his second ACL injury in 13 months. That's tough to swallow there. Who's the running back for the Panthers that emerged last year?
Was it Miles Sanders?
No, it wasn't Miles Sanders. It was
Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard. I should have drawn a blank on that one. That's a name you should all remember. And obviously, he was a big fantasy running back as well. But obviously, he's in line to have another big year being the number 1 running back there in Carolina. Want to talk a little bit about if I can find it, the ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12 softball conference championships. Softball is heating up. Baseball is obviously heating up as well as they get ever so closer to their conference tournaments. I think they only have this weekend series, and then they move on to those conference tournaments. It's hard to believe we're approaching mid-May at this point. In the SEC side of things, it started out with your first round, and several teams advanced. Georgia advanced. LSU had a bye to the second round. Looks like Ole Miss advanced. It's really tiny. Ole Miss advanced to take on Florida in the second round, and then Alabama advanced to take on South Carolina in the second round. Second round, you had LSU beat Mississippi State 5-0. Arkansas beat Georgia 5-1. Ole Miss beat Florida 6-0, and South Carolina beat Alabama 6-0. Moving on to the quarterfinals, number 1 team in the country, Oklahoma beat LSU 4-1. Arkansas beat Tennessee 6-1. Texas beat Ole Miss 7-6, and Texas A&M beat South Carolina 12-4. Moving on to the semifinals in the SEC Softball Conference Championship, both coming up today. The first one starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That is going to be Arkansas versus Oklahoma, and then right after that, you'll have Texas versus Texas A&M. Winner of that game will play in the winner of those games will play in the championship tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time. A lot of great softball going on right now, so I encourage you to check that out. If you've never watched softball before, it is fun, fast, and exciting.
Yeah, that's what's so awesome about it is how fast it goes, and then obviously the passion that's happening on the field as well.
Absolutely. A lot of spectacular teams there in the SEC amongst these other conferences as well. Over there in the Big 10 Conference Championship, your 2 semifinal games will get underway tonight. The journey led to Nebraska taking on UCLA and Michigan taking on Purdue. First game is at 4 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Second game right there on the Big Ten Network following the first game. Winner of those 2 semifinal games will move on to play the championship game tomorrow at 3 p.m. So good luck to those softball teams there. Moving on to the Big 12. Right now, all of that play has culminated to you've got the 2 semifinals again today. They've got it all. You're drinking from the fire hose in softball today. I believe these are in Eastern time. So you got Texas Tech and Arizona State playing the first game at 2 p.m. and then Arizona versus Iowa State playing the second game at 4 p.m. Championship game will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I just saw the asterisk that said all times are in Central. Thanks, Big Ten, for actually telling me what time zone we are in. Over to the ACC Championship, and all you Florida State fans out there, they are still rocking and rolling as they will take on they're taking on number 10 Duke as we speak, as that is a 10 a.m. start. So I got to put that on the old TV here in the studio, as Duke will be taking on Florida State, and Clemson takes on Virginia Tech. That's your 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds all making to the semifinals. Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. will be your ACC championship game. That'll be the 2 winners of these games coming up next. Let's see. I want to pop it on the TV. Softball. I think that's the 4 major conferences. I'm gonna do the Sun Belt too, just because we've got a lot of Sun Belt alumni here.
Those are those bracket breakers right there.
Yes, no doubt. Those are the teams that sneak up and you don't expect. Coming up today. Actually, it's going on right now, 10 a.m. in the Central Time Zone. My number 7-seeded Chanticleers made it all the way to the semifinals to take on number 3, Louisiana. And then you've got James Madison, who continues to be a problem there in the Sun Belt Conference in what seems like all sports. Will take on ULM, that's the University of Louisiana Monroe, or Monroe, depending on where you're from. And that'll be right after the Coastal Carolina-Louisiana game. Winner of those 2 games will play in the championship tomorrow. At, looks like, 1:30 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. It's played up at Troy, so naturally it's in the Central Time Zone. So all sorts, if you can check if you want to check out some other conferences, let me know, or you can just head over to ncaa.com and check out all the softball championships. All the championships, as college is pretty much, most of the finals and semesters are over. A lot of kids already graduating because college ends kind of early May. It's kind of fun. The players get to hang around and continue on their journeys in athletics if they're seniors, of course, and keep going because, your school's done, but you still get to play softball or baseball. But it's kind of a fun time of year when it comes to college athletics. Obviously, football is the big driver, but baseball and college softball are just so much fun to watch. Need to get it. Where's the SEC baseball championship? Is that in Hoover?
Hoover, yeah.
Yeah, it's always played in Hoover, right?
As far as I know,
it was probably a certain time. It was somewhere else, but in our recollection, it's always been up there in Hoover, Alabama. But yeah, check it out. Lots of stuff going on. Of course, you can watch a bunch of championship games tomorrow, as it looks like everything culminates with the conference championships. And then, of course, they'll have the announcements, I'm assuming on Sunday, for the regionals and all the playoffs, as we say, as it goes all the way down to that Women's Softball College World Series, the CWS. I am looking forward to that. We got to talk probably in the next segment, as we just got a minute or so left in this one. We're going to dive into all the NBA and NHL action from last night. Not a ton of games as we're whittling down as we approach. Did you figure out where it was before?
From 1977 to 1985, Florida hosted the tournament in every even-numbered year, and Mississippi State hosted in every odd-numbered year, except for 1985, LSU. So I guess it was the top in the East and then the top in the West, and so Florida and Mississippi State would alternate.
Gotcha, because they'd just be the top in both times.
Yeah.
So they used to actually reward a team for their regular season stuff by having a location on where it was hosted.
In 1986, LSU earned the right to host by having the best regular season conference. And there's probably more. I don't know when it started going to Hoover, though. We'll find that out.
Yeah, well, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, like I said, we're going to dive into some NBA and NHL playoff action, as it's been a lot of fun so far this year. You listen to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog.
And he's trying to make a play on the ball and ends up breaking his arm. And according to Adam Goff, I mean, I didn't watch the video very many times because when people's bones break, I'm like, I mean, I watched this. I was watching Facebook the other day, and this dude jumped from a dock that was way high onto a boat. Boom. Tibia and the fibia just snapped.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Friday. A likelihood of thunderstorms and very light rain this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 79. Tonight, there will be possible thunderstorms and very light rain with the temperature reaching 69. A possibility of thunderstorms and moderate rain tomorrow with the high of 75. This weather is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. Welcome to the Inside Drive, the next big thing.
It's a big, huge, giant deal.
Sports betting, huge reactions, your calls and real-time coverage of the stories you're following on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. So it's a beat right here.
Yes, it is.
Some of these are good. Some of them are not.
Some of them are starting to grow on me.
Yeah, absolutely. But you are listening to the Inside Drive. We are hanging out inside the Golf Plus studios. Appreciate Alan Watson sponsoring our studio. Go check them out, guys. It's Mother's Day in 2 days. If you got a mom that's a golfer, only one place to go. Well, technically two if you live up there in Dothan or want to drive to Dothan. That is Golf Plus right here in Panama City Beach in the Edgewater Shopping Plaza right next to Firefly. You can head over there. You can get her a gift certificate. You can get her a cool head cover. You can get her some simulator time. You get her a club fitting. Lots of cool stuff you get from there. If she needs a new set of grips, head on over to Golf Plus, and obviously you need to know what kind of grip she wants first because that's kind of a personal thing. You don't want to overstep your bounds when it comes to that. But yeah, Golf Plus can take care of all those Mother's Day gifts for you right here in Panama City Beach and up there off of 231 in Dothan for over 36 years. That's a long time to be in a single business. So congratulations to Alan and his family for keeping that going for so long through all the trials and tribulations of the economy, the ups and downs of the golf business. And he's still up there off of 231. So kudos to Alan and everything he does for two great communities.
And if you've been listening to us for a while, especially here on the Inside Drive with Golf Plus, a lot of people think golf shops and think, oh, that's going to be more expensive than by going to somewhere else. And they have every single price point covered, man. Yep. Not only that, brand new wise, but they also have used clubs for a very reasonable price. And then you can go hit the simulator and see how you actually like the club and get the numbers and all that good stuff. So if you play golf in the slightest and you haven't been to Golf Plus,
do yourself a favor and go to Golf Plus. Go to our studio sponsor, Golf Plus. I meant to do another giveaway yesterday, but I forgot. I want to get back into that picking the winner score and that kind of stuff. But
well, you got the PGA Championship coming up in Quail Hollow.
That is true. That is a big one next week. Looking forward to that. Second major of the year, and it's right here already.
Dude, we've been playing a little bit of the Masters golf game, not not PGA 2K23. Well, I guess I got 25 out. I haven't played that one, but we're playing the PGA or the EA Sports Masters Masters game, and I've been using Scotty Scheffler the last 2 times. Bro, like, I'm like driving at like 350 yards without wind sometimes. We played St. Andrews, and you know how it runs.
Yep.
Man, I was driving
fast fairways. Yeah.
And we're not playing it on the hardest level by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, it's been fun playing that, man. It's been a while since I played some golf games. And it's fun. There's 3 of us playing, so it's an enjoyable time.
Yeah, no doubt. Almost like you're out there playing. I mean, that was the big, yeah, kind of. But that was the big game back. I forget which year it was Tiger Woods, but everybody just had you had to do the spin, the top spin, which is not possible in golf.
That's why you can't do it on PGA 2K because it's more of a simulation.
Gotcha.
Tiger Woods, or EA Sports rather, is more of a arcade type game.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because the ball, regardless if you hit it thin or low, it's always going to be spinning backwards. It just depends on how many revolutions per minute that it's spinning backwards.
Unless you hit it with a putter, that's forward spin, right?
Yeah, that is true. And the quicker you can get it rolling forward, the more accurate your putt will be, and the distance will be a lot better.
Is that why you lean your putter forward slightly?
Yeah, I mean, because the putter has 8, 9, 10 degrees of loft on it to kind of get it going. But yeah, you want the ball tumbling as quick as you can because that'll be a lot easier to control the speed.
Tumble and it'll fumble in there.
It will. It will tumble right over the edge and drop in that cup, and you'll hear that wonderful, wonderful sound.
Oh, best sounds in sports. It's got to be one of the best sounds. I mean, there's nothing like a swish, though, right?
True.
Swish.
That pure swish. It's almost like a snapping sound.
Crack of the bat. But it's a home run, and you don't even have, like, if you're listening to the radio sometimes, you're like, oh, that ball's gone.
Yeah, kind of, there's you could go both ways. You go best sounds in sports and worst sounds in sports. I think
worst sound in sports, you're a hockey team, you're at the house, and the road team scores a goal.
And it's just
the whole
silent.
stadium is just silent.
I kind of went to doinking one off the upright or the crossbar. That's
double doink.
Oh, that's a very, very. I can hear that sound in my head, and then of course hitting the post in an NHL goal as well. But yeah, no, good. That was good. That was interesting.
Yeah,
we got to. Good sounds, bad sounds in sports. And the ball obviously falling in the cup is a good one. And if you've ever been to a PGA Tour or major championship event, the sound of those guys hitting a driver and hitting their irons is completely different than most sounds you'll ever hear playing recreational golf, unless you obviously play with a professional golfer. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different amount of speed and all that stuff. And it's a whole different sound coming off that club face. And then the whoosh of the golf ball as it goes out too. You hear the pop. And then the shoo, and it's real. That actually happens. It sounds like a missile.
I had never experienced that, but you would talk about that all the time, and then Old School would talk about that all the time, and then when you were out there at was it Water Sound?
Yeah.
You invited me out there for an ACC tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So not even professional golfers, but just those
some
guys
of the best in college.
Like, yeah, you hear that difference. It's a notable sound difference. How about the sound of the ball going into the water? That's not
That's
a good
bad
sound.
one. Yeah, for sure. Especially
I hear that sound in my dreams.
In your nightmares. Yeah, that's a good one too. Trying to think of any others off the top of my head before we dive into some hockey.
I mean, there's nothing like the sound of guys just playing catch, but like bullpen. Yeah, the pop of the mitt. There's nothing like that right there. There's nothing like a stay right there.
Yeah, I'm getting to do it. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, that pop in the catcher's mitt. It's kind of like you don't ever hear that unless you're at the extremely high level of baseball and softball. So, but speaking of high level sports, moving over to the hockey world, we had 2 games go down last night, and one of them was kind of, that way most of the game. The other one was another comeback. It's been these playoffs, both in the NBA and NHL, of comebacks, which obviously makes for extremely entertaining sports. We'll start with what was the early game. Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes stole that first game up there. I don't want to say, but they did. They stole it up there. They weren't supposed to win that one, or maybe they were. I don't know what the betting odds were on that again. But the Capitals trying to head back to, it was a must-win. We kind of talked about that yesterday, too. Kind of a must-win there for the Capitals, because going to Carolina, Raleigh, in a 2-0 hole would have been a big deficit. They could have got sweep because of that particular situation, but they found a way to do it. John Carlson, Connor McMichael, and then Tom Wilson, the momentum changer in the first series the Caps played in. Connor McMichael got on the board in the second period. Not a lot of 0-0 periods in the first period so far in these playoffs, and that happened last night with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals. But Connor McMichael got Washington on the board with an unassisted goal 2 minutes and 16 seconds into that second period. John Carlson added a power play goal early in the third, almost 2 minutes into the third period, got Washington up 2-0 at that point. And then Shane Gostabehere, I think that was close.
Yeah,
Gostabehere. H-E-R.
What it has to be?
It got to be here. It got to be here. That's literally his name. He scored a power play goal to get the Carolina Hurricanes within one. And then, that's that 2-1 lead late in a game, especially in the playoffs, is that one that's just absolutely terrifying because typically the team that's losing will pull their goalie and then it's just a barrage of shots. And you got to survive it. And sometimes you get lucky enough to get that empty net goal to seal the deal. And Tom Wilson did exactly that. Empty net goal late in that game with with 1 exact minute left to put those Washington Capitals up 3-1 and kind of seal the deal in that one. If you bet on that one, Caps hit the money line. It was the under 5.5, and then the Caps plus 1.5 as well. So good action last night in that game. It was a fun one there for a while, especially in the first period. Just the intensity, the lack of goals being scored just kind of makes it a little more dramatic as you progress through the game. Kind of a tale of two different games, too, with a very low-scoring defensive game, and then in the late game you had a offensive explosion, which again, we ranked the series yesterday of all of like NBA and NHL playoffs all combined, and I actually had Thunder and Nuggets number 1, and then number 2 was Knicks and Celtics. If the Celtics were up 2-0, that would have been at the bottom of mine. But because I think that the Celtics have a good opportunity of coming back in this series, I don't know why I'm holding on to that faith, but I am. So I ranked them number 2. Vegas is too. But I had Vegas and Edmonton was like 3 up there. The bookies still have Boston favored to win that series. Which is insanity when you're already down 2-0 and heading back to your home or heading to your home. What do they have Indiana at? Do you know that off the top? Not off the top of my head, but are you in Hard Rock right now? I am. Do a little searching up over there in the old Hard Rock. I just got to get all the way down past this first game so I can get to view more bets. All right, let's see. And I want the Celtics to win for Boston, Tim, because he's just a great guy. Yeah. Let's see. And AG. I'm trying. But a heck of a series just in brands alone. Oh man, you've got a lot. It's what these sports want. They want the top brands in their sports because that means more viewership and that means more money. But how cool would it be for the Pacers and the Knicks to be in the Eastern Conference Finals? I mean, Reggie Miller would be. He'd be happy. He'd be there. Spike Lee would be there. All those guys would be doing a little reunion because it actually matters. The Eastern Conference Finals. With Tyrese Halley, if he hit a game winner in that one, does he pull the Reggie Miller and? If they're choking and hit the choke sign on them? Yeah. So the way they did it on Hard Rock is it does the correct series score. It doesn't just have, but you can kind of figure it out because the Boston Celtics 4-3 is plus 220. So that's the lowest odds. And then Boston Celtics 4-2 is plus 300. And then it goes Knicks 4-0 plus 425, Knicks 4-2 plus 600, Knicks 4-3 is plus 1,000, Knicks 4-1 is 8-1. That one's a little appetizing there. That's just they win the next one, lose it then, and then win one more time. That seems a little more. These are interesting. All right, so the Pacers Cavs, the lowest odds, meaning you don't get the best payout, but what they're saying is the most likely to happen is the Pacers 4-0. That's plus 240, followed by the Cavs plus 4-3 in the series. That's plus 300. Pacers winning the series 4-2 plus 450. The Cavs winning 4 straight games and winning the series 4-2 is plus 600. Pacers 4-1 plus 650, and then the Pacers 4-3 in the series. That would be plus 850. What's the sweep looking? Plus 240. It's the lowest odds for the Pacers. Yeah. That's what? Yeah, that's what I mean, and it's the opposite in the Celtics Knicks. I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be awesome. Yeah, but also if all of these other series, like, do we foresee what's obviously? I don't think the Nuggets and the Thunder can't be a sweep. That game that looks to be going 7. Yeah. With the Timberwolves and Warriors,
So it'll be there's at least 2 more games Steph's going to miss, so that would be game 5 by the time he comes back.
The lowest odds is the Timberwolves to win 4-1. That's plus 210.
Okay.
Highest odds
sense.
being plus 1600. That's the Golden State Warriors winning 4-1. That also makes plenty of sense.
Well, basically what I was getting at, the Knicks and the Celtics look to be headed to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That's wishful thinking it could be, but if you're the Pacers, do you want to sweep and get out too early? Now, obviously, you don't want to lose any games on purpose.
Of course.
But then that is that rest versus rust whole argument again. And man, I in basketball, I don't think that I don't think that you need as much rest right now, you know?
Absolutely. I would agree that
if you're the Cavaliers, you want as much rest as you can get.
Of course, because you found yourself in a little 2-0 hole.
Well, and all the injuries to DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland.
Yep, absolutely. Man, I'm going to have to dive into this a little more. There may be some action you could do. I mean, if you
That's why I'm waiting till Jay gets here, and I'm just going to hard rock for a little bit.
There you go. Pacers 4-1. And let's see, Knicks will go 4-1 on that too, just to see what that would pay us at. That'd be plus 6,650 for those 2 exact scores. So a $1 bet gets you $67.50.
Not too bad.
No, not too bad at all. So $10 bet obviously gets you $675. If you're feeling frisky and you want to put $100 on it, pay out $6,000.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do Knicks. I wouldn't do the Knicks to win 4-1 though.
No,
there's no way.
That would be wild. I mean, that's why it's the second.
What is Paul Pierce doing yesterday, or did he do it today? So he said on I don't know if it was a podcast or if it was on a show. I don't know where he said it, but he said that there's no way the Celtics are losing game 2. I had that same exact sentiment. He said, if they do, I'm walking from my house to the studio.
Did he?
He did. In his robe. I don't know if he actually walked the whole way, but KG was riding by him. He said, hey, don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
That's good. So he lived up to his side of the bargain. Really, on the NBA side of things, we had one game last night, and is anybody surprised the way that went?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, the Timberwolves obviously needed to bounce back anyway, but without Steph in there, the Warriors' offense just could not keep up. And I'm not saying one guy makes a difference, but for the Golden State Warriors, one of the best shooters of all time, certainly does make a difference, and Jimmy Butler could just not make up enough there. And, of course,
it was low scoring for a long time,
It was. I thought, because I did the under on the Hard Rock Battle of the Bets on
which
that
was
one.
What, 2? Oh.
2 under 98. Yeah. But you knew that the Timberwolves were going to catch some fire there at some point. And the Warriors got it, but you got to have both of them. And that's why it's the battle of the bets. But yeah, let's. I want to do that with the NHL series here real quick, too. I think we got a couple minutes in this segment. View more bets, team futures.
What do you got in the battle of the bets today while you're waiting? Each team to score 2 or fewer goals, or each team to score 4 or more. This is for Toronto and Florida.
Ooh, Toronto and Florida. I'm trying to remember what the first 2 games were. It was like 5-4, 5-4, wasn't it? The first 2 games?
5-4 was definitely the score of the first one. I don't remember what the second one was because I did not watch any of that one. So that was on Wednesday evening, I believe.
4-3. 4-3. So 5-4, 4-3. I mean, so that's 7-9. So if you're going with the consistency there, Maple Leafs still playing their backup goalie, and goalie Bob has not looked that great so far in this series. So I would take. Is it over 4 for each of them?
Yeah.
God, that's high, though.
It is.
Each of them scoring 4 goals. I would lean towards that one versus, you would think there would be a game in the series that would be highly defensive, and it could be this next one coming up, but I'm probably going to live in that over 4.
I'm going to go with a 4.
Yeah. It seems
bets.
like in these Battle of the Bets things, because what's likely to happen is in between the 2 numbers that they give you.
Yeah.
So you just got to go with what
We're donating to Hard Rock.
Yeah, and the cool thing
happening.
is you can bet $1, and if you hit that bonus bet, you still get whatever the split of all the people that won the bonus bet was. And if less people win it, you get more in a bonus bet. I believe those bonus bets do expire, though, because I had a $25 one, and now it's gone.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm looking at all my profit boost, and all my profit boost expired today here in a little bit. So I'm trying to.
That's how they get you. They say, your profit boost is about to expire. I'm like, crap, I need to bet.
Yeah.
Even though if you don't bet, you're still saving money. If you do bet, you are certainly losing money in that one. Jets and the Stars. The Stars are heavily favored to win that series now. 6 6 games is the lowest odds. The best or the biggest payout would be 4 games, and that would be. Is that even? I thought it was. Is Dallas up? Oh, it's only 1-0. That's right. They've only played 1 game. Let's see. Caps, Hurricanes. Hurricanes are still heavily favored to win that series. Right now, let's see. When will it end? 6 games is plus 145. 7 games is plus 180. And 5 games is plus 240. They got all sorts of stuff you can do here. And then you've got the correct series score. Hurricanes 4-2 is the lowest odds. Capitals 4-1 is the best payout at plus 1,200. We got to take a quick break. Hopefully Jay will be joining us here for the next segment. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
It's all a bunch of crap, man. I mean, NCAA's a bunch of crap.
But different line says, one of unbelievable, amazing, incredible, legendary. Then ... how much time I got?
And you got Wildcat flipping on the bird, and then that number 1.
You don't know what I put up with this, man.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now in stock at Tommy Autos.
2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude. Luxury at a value price. $13,995 or a 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport with 1 owner. Sporty and affordable. $11,995 at Tommy Autos.
Buy here, pay here. Financing options available. Everyone is approved. Tommy Autos, 2209 West 15th Street, Panama City. Call 850-960-8664. For the latest deals and specials, follow Tommy Autos on Facebook at Tag Tax and Title.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Introducing the Peaceful Living Executive Planner and Daily Agenda, your faithful companion for 2025. Designed to help you navigate life with faith, gratitude, and intentionality, this planner will inspire, uplift, and guide you towards a peaceful and purpose-filled year. Get daily inspirational quotes and a peaceful word of the day, plus weekly challenges and monthly reflections, a vision board to map out your dreams, embrace peace and purpose every day with the Peaceful Living Executive Planner and Daily Agenda. Get yours now at FroyersMin.com.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive. And now the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
We're going to have a talk. Tell me what you know.
It's a frantic noise.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. ACC Championship softball semifinal games going on as we speak. Your Florida State Seminoles currently have an 8-0 lead over Georgia Tech. Duke currently beating Stanford 7-0. So, in all likelihood, looking like a Florida State Duke ACC Conference Championship. I believe I saw this yesterday. I could mess these numbers up a little bit, but in ACC tournament history on the softball side of things, Florida State has won 18 conference tournaments. All the rest of the teams have won 14 in total.
That's not necessarily surprising to me, though, just because of how good Florida State is.
The Florida State women's sports in the last however long have been absolutely fantastic. Golf, softball, track and field, all swimming, all that good stuff. So, but looking like Georgia Tech's going to be, and they were the 8th seed in the conference tournament. So, kind of not. It was a little surprising that they made it to the conference tournament semifinals. But it's never over. That's the beautiful thing about baseball and softball is you can score a lot of runs in a very quick period of time. Speaking of scoring, the scoring so far in the Truist Championship in my opinion, is extremely low, and low meaning they're tearing this golf course up. That's one of those things. It is a little on the shorter side, quote unquote, but the guys just hit the ball so far this day and age. And it looks like they started the second round early to get in ahead of the weather as much as they can to make sure they got this tournament in. Keith Mitchell's currently leading the tournament at 12 under par on the heels of a first round 61. Shot 29 on the backside yesterday. And he followed it up with a 3 under par 67 today. He's leading that tournament at 12 under par. Currently, Shane Lowry, who shot a 64 yesterday, having another fantastic round today at 5 under par with 1 hole to play. So he is 11 under par in total for the tournament, 1 back of Keith Mitchell. In third place, Sepp Straka, who shot 63 yesterday, 3 under par with a couple holes to go today, currently sitting at 10 under par, followed by Ricky Fowler, Ashke Bhatia, and then Justin Thomas, the Alabama boy, is 3 under on his round today.
Roll Tide.
Shot a little 67 yesterday to get to 7 under par. There's a host of players at 7 under par, including Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, Thomas Dietrich, Siwoo Kim, and then a group at 6, as a large group at 6. Max Homa, Joe Heisman, not Heisman, Smith, excuse me, I don't know why I read it as Heisman. Harris English, Sam Stevens, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, and Stefan Yager, and Nick Taylor. So a lot of people in the mix right now. I know David's been jumping on the old Hard Rock, trying to find a good live golf bet. Live golf bets are one of my favorite because you kind of have an idea of how they're playing in the tournament, and you can still get some really, really good odds with the leaders. Like right now, you could take Sepp Straka, who is 10 under par, 9-1, which is probably a good bet when it comes to that kind of stuff. Is he here? He is. The man, the myth, the legend, swing doctor, Jay Henley.
And I really thought he was going to get the memo that that we were going to be wearing our Folds of Honor shirts today.
Some of us got the memo, but again, I have an excuse. to be forgetful.
No excuses.
Oh, come on. No excuses. Play like a champion. What is he, bathroom breaking before?
I mean, that's sensible.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes and he could take a bathroom break. I can see that the light is coming out of the restroom, so the door is completely wide open.
Wide open, baby.
Wide open. But yeah, I mean, you could take the leader right now at plus 350. You could take Shane. What'd you get Shane Lowry at?
I didn't get Shane Lowry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking about him.
Yeah, he was plus 400. I'll look it up real quick.
Take your time, Jay. We've only been doing this for about 48 minutes.
Plus 450. He just jumped up. Colin Morikawa was at plus 1,000, but he's at plus 1,100 now, and Justin Thomas remains at plus 1,400. I went with Morikawa and Justin Thomas.
Yeah, no.
I did a parlay for both of them to win. No, just kidding. What up, Jay?
Next time, just hand me some cash money, and we'll call it even.
Make better bets.
Yes. I don't know if that can work. I mean, they should do one if most people get in the playoffs, but the odds on that would be ridiculous. Would be ridiculous. Jay Henley.
You guys are looking mighty fine.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to wear the Folds of Honor shirt in honor of the Pope being from America for the first time in papal history.
Really?
Yeah.
We're historical around here, Jay.
That's it.
Yes,
That's it.
Yes,
Brian Haddad went nuts yesterday when he found out the announcement. He was like, yeah! And then we chanted USA. It just seemed like the right thing to do. He's from Villanova, the Pope.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a Cubs fan.
And White Sox fan.
I don't know which one he is.
No, I think he said White Sox,
Chicago.
which was even worse. Yeah, that's why people were talking about it.
Hey, well, at least he has, perseverance.
Yeah,
right?
he's not a homer, not a front runner.
Bandwagon.
Yeah.
So there's smoke that comes up. Is that
yes,
the deal?
Yes. I feel like we're going back 3 or 4 days here. Yeah.
Yes. Just yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. But when they started the deliberations. I saw another funny thing about this. So it took less time to elect the new pope than it did for Shedeur Sanders to get drafted.
Oh, golly, don't do that.
2 days for the Pope, 3 days for Shedeur. But, it's just another funny aside there. How have you been?
Just busy, man. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah,
doing good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You been teaching a lot?
A lot. Lot.
Your forearms say that.
Yeah, I gotta find a dermatologist.
Well, Coach James Hale show's got
they do.
Dr. Ward and what's that? Is it? Forget the actual name of the doctor's offices, but they're everywhere.
They are.
They are everywhere.
Yeah, so maybe.
You got that Native American blood though.
Yeah. Hopefully it shields some of that.
Rural.
Some of that rural. Yeah.
No guitar, huh?
No.
I miss it. I miss it.
Maybe next Friday I'll bring it in.
There you go.
So.
All right. In honor of the Afternoon Underdogs doing these fun questions, I'm not trying to steal it, but I want to steal one.
It's all
not stealing what you did, but stealing the concept, because I think that's been absolutely brilliant. So, Jay, let me ask you this question. I'm not putting you on the spot.
Okay.
What would your personal theme song be every time you walked into a building or a place? I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. You can tell us what's going on in your camp world.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like all the kids are out there on the green waiting for Jay. He busts out of the clubhouse. Jogging like
Smoke
Rocky.
comes out. Yeah,
Spin around, got a flag with a whoosh, whoosh.
I just had a customer that's going to watch AC/DC in Tampa next weekend.
Okay.
So we're talking AC/DC this morning. Every AC/DC song, I don't care which one, Back in Black.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, and there's something just fires you
If
up.
Dynasty had a walk-in song, it would be that.
Back in Black?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we're always wearing black and teal.
Right.
It's kind of our thing.
Yes, it is.
Kind of our thing. So any AC/DC song.
Any of them.
So you're lumping them all into one.
Yeah.
All right.
Or whenever, I don't know what Hulk Hogan had back in the day when he was with NWO.
No, what is it?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it.
Solid.
Yeah.
Hulk. I need to know the name of that. Hulk Hogan.
Just do the NWO theme song, bro. It'll pop right on up. And play it like, let us hear it. Let us hear it. I'll turn your microphone all the way up.
You just felt 10 foot tall and bulletproof whenever you hear that song.
Whenever I make wrestlers, like if I'm playing WWE, if I get the, not motivation, but the urge to play WWE. And that I would always make that my theme music for the wrestler. Yeah.
You might have a new Dynasty walk-in music here.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is that what you're referring to, Jay?
That's exactly it.
Perfect. Perfect.
I don't know what that's going on at.
It's probably just, this is extended with Tunertron, apparently.
Tunertron.
I don't know what Tunertron is, but it sounds interesting. So what you got coming up, Jay?
Well,
you don't have this off the top of your head?
No.
Disappointing.
I was going to ask you guys a question.
Well, I just asked you one. I didn't ask David Hayes yet. Mine would either be Machine Head by Bush or Your Love by The Outfield.
Oh, that would, yeah.
They're two ends of the spectrum.
Right.
But I love both of those songs.
Those are good. I like those.
They get me. I was kind of thinking of a song that kind of gets me pumped up and fired up. Those are certainly one of them. And any really Linkin Park song would be good too. Throw some Godsmack in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was heyday of high school for me.
Creed? Maybe. No.
I will take you higher.
You a Nickelback guy too, Jay?
Or Nickelback, yeah.
That's not shocking.
Stained.
Stained.
Is it Stained?
Stained. Wasn't there a D on the end of Stain?
I do believe there was, but I'm not going to argue with Jay now.
I think they're in Gulf Shores, Alabama this weekend.
Oh, goodness. You're making the trip?
I think so.
Yes. Stained with a D.
With a D.
Yes.
Stained.
It's past tense.
Yeah.
I guess you call present tense a stain. What's a future tense of getting a stain? I don't think there is one. I think you have to add another word ahead of it.
Do you shout whenever you get a stain?
Sometimes. I don't really like that song, so I don't. I try to steer away. I'm just kidding. I was talking about a song, and you're talking about stain stuff. No,
I'm talking about the song. How do you not like
No, I do. I do.
Oh,
I was making a joke about the stain stuff. Or were you doing shout, let it all? Is that the song
That's
you were
a
referring to?
good
Or you were
one.
talking about put your hands up and shout, come on now?
You're the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Oh, so see, we combined two shout songs.
Right, there you go.
I think I like the one better than the other, but it's a good time at a
Just
wedding.
a wee bit.
A wee bit. Sometimes you got to get down there real wee when you're going a little bit farther down. You get all the way down to the bottom. Jay, dance for us.
No, you don't want no.
Dance for us, Jay. Come on now.
Dance monkey, dance monkey. Oh. But anyway. Anyway, you got any others, or you're just sticking with all AC/DC and the NWO theme?
I like those two.
Okay. Well, that's more like however many AC/DC songs there are. I think there's more.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah. It's pretty mainstream.
Oh, man. It's, can we start off 12 o'clock with my answer? Just
absolutely.
I've got 3 minutes to get this profit boost in. I got one more game to pick, so I'm going to take the Braves to beat Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Detroit to beat Texas. I'm going to take San Diego to beat Colorado, and then I'm just looking for one more. Could Houston beat Cincinnati? Do you the Marlins to beat the White Sox in a game of the trash?
Yeah,
teams?
One of them's got to win.
Do I rely on the Phillies to take care of the Guardians in Cleveland? Milwaukee and Tampa. There's just so many.
Who let you down last night?
No one, myself.
Oh, yeah, because you cashed it and then they came back.
So, Jay, last night, real quick here. Yeah. So, last night I had a 5 parlay bet. I had the Royals, the Tigers to beat the Rockies twice in a doubleheader. Then I had the Phillies and the Braves. The Phillies go down 5-1. They come back.
Braves played the Reds.
Braves did, yeah. So the Phillies were playing the Rays. They were down 5-1. The Braves were tied 2-2, right? So then the Phillies bring it back in the 8th inning, I believe, 5-4, and they offer me a cash out of $24. It's a $30 bet, so I'm down 6, and I'm like, man, I don't know if the Phillies are going to be able to come back here. And then, so I go ahead and take the cash out. Then the Braves are down 4-2. Late in the game, eighth inning, I believe, they go down 4-2. So I'm like, all right, that was a good cash out. Right. The Braves come out, they come back, win the game, and then the Phillies win the game as well. Both in extra innings. I could have sweat, would have won $250. Instead, I take a $6 loss.
Oh my God!
And you had an earlier cash out opportunity that would have put you in the positive, but. It's just nice you have these cash out opportunities sometimes.
Got to have a little more faith there, David.
You got to have faith.
Hey, you know what? I had faith in, oh man, I guess it's not going to let me get the cash out. Whatever, I don't care.
I had a very similar bet parlay with the same team.
You still mixing it up in Hard Rock, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, good to hear.
We haven't let you, or you haven't let us down.
That's
Let's
right.
go. Dude, Junior, all the way.
You always get those Christmas mornings sometimes when you're just not watching the game.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden it's like, oh, what is that?
Yep. You bet and then you don't pay attention to it and you wake up in the morning and you see the green. You're like, it's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good day.
And then you bet again and it's not a good day.
Right.
It's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
But, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, it'll be time to do some afternoon delight debriefs right here with Jay Henley in studio. We'll see what he's got going on this summer as well. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
Yeah, who doesn't, go out and shoot 4 straight rounds of 61, 63, 66, 63. That's the way I normally play when I'm playing Tiger Woods on the old Xbox. But it was really impressive. And Scheffler is such an underrated competitor.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Friday. A likelihood of thunderstorms and very light rain this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 79. Tonight, there will be possible thunderstorms and very light rain with the temperature reaching 69. A possibility of thunderstorms and moderate rain tomorrow with the high of 75. This weather is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Fort St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios.
Sky rockets in flight.
And now, the afternoon delight debrief with the three degenerates from the Inside Drive.
Afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 in Panama City and Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Jay, where can you download the free mobile app?
Google Play or Apple Store.
All you got to do is search
104.3.
Absolutely. This is Delilah. I don't think you can say that. That's like a copyright thing, I'm sure. Yeah. Jay, do you have
That's
any
your motto, did you know?
Relationship going on, relationship issues right now you'd like to talk about?
No, but Delilah says that, though. She goes, slow down and love someone.
Yeah.
That's what she says. Slow down and love someone.
That's the way to talk about it right
That's
there.
it. Soft and gentle.
Soothing.
The free mobile app is also soft and gentle because you can win a soft and gentle t-shirt. But you're not going to win that t-shirt, Jay, if you don't have our mobile app downloaded. All you got to do is search it up, download it, enter the contest when they're there, and of course you can listen to us live anywhere we go. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. Coach James Hale Show from 7 to 9, Inside Drive right here from 11 to 1, and of course the Afternoon Underdogs from 4 to 6 p.m. Today, they will be ending just a little bit early as the Atlanta Braves' first pitch against the Pirates up there in Pittsburgh gets underway at 5:40 p.m. Followed by coverage starting tomorrow at 1:50 for a first pitch at 3:05, and on Sunday, a little matinee game there, Jay. It's not a businessman special because they're not working on Sunday. Most not anyway. Yeah. Coverage starts at 11:20 a.m. First pitch at 12:35 for this little 3-game series at the Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium. Don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's sponsored by somebody. All right, Jay, what you got coming up on the dot? I was talking about summer camps, Gulf Coast, Mosley, Arnold, Bozeman. Everybody's got summer camps coming up, including Jay Henley Golf.
Yes, sir. We're kicking it off June 3rd through the 6th.
That is right around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a few spots there, but ages 12 to 15, and it goes from Tuesday to Friday night. I said nighttime. We're doing glow in the dark.
Nighttime.
Yeah, from 6 to 9 p.m., June 3rd through the 6th. And then if you have a little boy or girl that is between ages 5 and 8, the next week we'll be doing a camp as well. And you can get signed up at golfwithjay.com. It's that simple.
That simple.
Glow in the dark.
I'm excited.
I know. I'm ready for it. It's, I didn't do the battery operated ones. I went old school and went with the
glow stick ones?
The glow stick ones.
Nice.
So we'll see.
I played a few holes with one of those one time back in the day.
Yeah.
Just got to keep an eye on it. The aerodynamics of the glow stick golf ball is not the same aerodynamics as a regular golf ball.
Yeah.
Just a little warning ahead of time there.
Right.
But they work out great.
And, you know, if I have a lot of accessories left, I mean, it'd be cool to do like an adult one maybe at the end of the summer.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of cool.
You know, that one's rated R, but
yeah.
The adult one.
Yeah.
The adult one indeed.
All bets are off. So,
all right.
Yeah.
When are those glow in the dark ones?
June 3rd. Oh no, I got them go. I don't have enough time, Mulvey. I don't have enough time. There's one every week all the way up through Billfish. So, you know, Billfish is like, I think, late June.
Yeah, usually the end of June, right before 4th of July.
Yeah, and then after 4th of July, we'll go all the month of July with another set of junior camps. So, yeah.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
Yeah,
but,
no
you know, you're outside, you're getting those vitamin D, having a good time, and all they got to do is go to golfwithjay.com.
That's it.
All those camps listed there for them to sign up.
Yes, they are. Perfect. Every one of them.
Every single one of them. Multiple ages, multiple time slots. You can do all of them if you want, because you got different sessions for the same age groups, right?
Right.
You got a session in June, session in July.
Ages 5 to 8, ages 9 to 11, ages 12 to 15.
There you go.
Yep, that's it.
There you go. Fun for all ages, unless you're 16 or over. Then you just get a private lesson.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. Are you coaching high school golf this fall?
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, you weren't looking forward to it before?
No, I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
With Ethan and Brady being seniors, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but you're back in.
Yeah.
Year 3? Second
3.
year at Arnold.
It's fun now because it's fun because I have all these students that I do teach that will be playing, like Mosley and Bay.
To come to your kids that you've been working with before the high school level are now starting to try out for their golf teams.
And there's more trash talking going on now than there ever has been.
Yeah,
and I love it.
You're building the future of high school golf here in Bay County.
Yes, sir.
We're very proud of what you do and what you've done, and of course, giving back your time there for the high school as well over there at Arnold High School, who has had quite the year in the sporting world: football, soccer, and now baseball, and hopefully next fall golf as well, which coincides right there with football. Do you lose any players because of football? I was just curious if there was any crossover there.
I don't. Maybe one. Yeah. I mean, it's very minimal. Very minimal. And I think Florida's got it right. I mean, Georgia, Alabama, they have golf in the spring. You lose all your baseball players. I mean, there should be baseball players that, to me, should be playing a lot more golf. I don't get enough baseball players, in my opinion.
Huh.
But
wonder why.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if everybody is like focused. It goes back to travel ball. Everybody's playing year-round ball, right?
Yep.
I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely. It kind of happens at UA because UA is the only middle school in Bay County that has a baseball team, and we lose a lot of athletes for track to baseball, which makes perfect sense. Whatever you do it.
Yeah.
You got any?
Do it well.
And do it well.
And do it well.
Do it well. You got any debriefs?
Oh man. Do you have one?
I have several. In a jaw-dropping moment that blended the world of sports with social media seduction, Michaela DeMater, the rumored girlfriend of Toronto Maple Leaf star Austin Matthews, lit up the internet after making a bold, risque promise ahead of Game 1 against the Florida Panthers.
Ooh, it's not a threat, it's a promise.
Before the puck even dropped, DeMater had already given fans something to talk about. The former goalie turned Instagram bombshell teased her 2.5 million followers with a shocking vow. If the Maple Leafs could pull off a victory against the powerhouse Florida Panthers in Game 1, she would go, what do you think, Jay?
Where?
Skinny dipping.
She would go nude in celebration. As expected.
I was close.
You were on the right thought, right mind thought. Yes.
Yeah.
As expected, fans went wild. The stakes were already high on the ice, but Michaela's promise added an entirely different kind of heat. And when the Maple Leafs pulled it off in an unexpected and thrilling win, social media exploded. Within hours of the final whistle, DeMater delivered. Sort of. She posted a series of tantalizing demo photos featuring herself in a barely there pink bikini that left little to the imagination. The photos, shot in dreamy lighting and posted with cheeky captions, sent her fan base into overdrive. Comments poured in by the thousands, with fans praising her boldness, beauty, and of course, her commitment to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's a true fan right there.
That is potential. I think it's Austin Matthews' girlfriend, but we're neither here nor there right now. So,
wow.
You got one? That's why I was kind of doing the Delilah voice on the way in, because it was going to pair right with that particular debrief.
I got it. Well, I got debrief from my son this morning about the Grand Theft Auto. I guess they released
another trailer. Yeah,
May 2026. And man, how freaking cool was that?
Yeah, 13 years in the making. You know, it cost more to develop and longer than the tallest building in the world over there in Dubai. Took longer to make this video game and cost more than what it did to build that skyscraper.
That's crazy.
13 years in the making.
That's insane.
And we'll see if it actually hits May of next year. But we'll be ready for it one way or the other.
Well, my source has gotten way too political on his end with this. I don't have anything. I mean, my source has gotten way too political. I don't like it.
All right. Jay doesn't like it. China has introduced Agent Hospital, the world's first AI-powered hospital developed by Tsinghua University. Operating entirely in a virtual environment, it's staffed by 45 AI doctors and 4 AI nurses who treat simulated patients using real medical data. Capable of handling up to 10,000 cases in just a few days, something that would take human doctors nearly 2 years. This breakthrough showcases AI's potential to transform medical training, boost efficiency, and improve healthcare accessibility. While not yet open to the public, the project makes a major leap forward for the future of medicine. AI indeed. Would you trust a AI hospital to do a surgery on you?
No.
Ooh, why not?
I don't know.
But yeah, you said no, so you got to have a reason why you wouldn't. Fear of them not doing a good job?
Probably.
Yeah. But, that can happen with the human hands as well.
Yeah, it could.
Well, and a lot of these, orthopedic surgeons and different surgeons are using, I don't know if it's AI, but they're using, technologically advanced devices that kind of do the surgery. Now, they manipulate it a little bit. Like I know Dr. Chad Mitchell, he's got robodoc.com, where he uses robotics in his, that's the word I was looking for, robotics in these surgeries, which is fairly common. Now, this is full-on robots doing everything inside the hospital. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition because, with regular doctors and stuff, that's why you have medical malpractice insurance, because if something does go wrong, that insurance can cover any of the lawsuits that may happen. Who's going to cover the lawsuits in this? I have no idea.
Have y'all ran across just, out and about, ran across like a driverless car yet or anything like that?
I have not. I typically walk around.
I'll go kick that thing and then end up in jet. No, I'm just kidding. I have not seen a driverless car.
You haven't?
Not in this. I've obviously seen a lot of videos of them, but I've never seen one in this neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Would you trust that?
Heck no.
Heck no?
No.
Man.
No.
I probably would.
Would you?
Yeah. As long as I'm not driving on, the interstate where the speeds get up, where it gets a little more dangerous.
Would you be so trusting that you would just fall asleep in the back seat? You're just like, hey, AI, take me to XYZ, and then you would just fall asleep in the back?
I do fall asleep very easily when it comes to motion. So
do you?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. It's a good question. It's a debate.
Yeah.
It's a debate. We never got his walk-up song.
Who?
David's.
Oh, now I'm on to something else. Okay, all right, so it's so hard because I just like so much music, but I would rather have something that it's not necessarily playing because of me, it's playing for what the crowd does. Like I would almost be someone who, if we're not playing in Boston, Sweet Caroline, because everyone and I'd get up there, ba, 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 so yeah. I'll go Sweet Caroline.
I like it. I like that.
If it wasn't going to be that, it might be Disturbed.
Down with the Sickness. That's a good one, too. Two ends of the spectrum there. I like it. Yeah. It's kind of like Machine Head and Your Love.
Well, you if you ride in my truck any length of time, and I put it on shuffle, it's like we'll go from Sam Cooke to daggum Lil Wayne to Morgan Wallen back to daggum Alan Jackson. So there's no rhyme nor reason. Well, I like it all.
And that's the beautiful, and I love doing shuffle because you just never know what the next song, and maybe a song you hadn't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this song's great.
Yeah.
It's the unknown of what's coming up next on the shuffle in the playlists. All right, Jay.
We've talked about DMX before, too. Now, those are some good ones.
Yeah. Stop.
Man. And when he did.
Stop. Shut them down, open up shop. Whoa. No, it's good to have you guys. It's good to have you back in studio. We don't do this when you're not here. I mean, we kind of do, but it's not.
But it
doesn't have the same feeling.
Yeah,
and that's no offense to David.
It's a little bit more buttoned up.
Yeah. That's
we're very. I mean, we're like pretty much. We're very similar when it comes to our thoughts on sports, and so we just sit there and we talk sports just like how we would anyways. But when you come in, it's just a different.
It's just cleaner. It's cleaner. I mean,
I think he was saying the opposite.
It's dirtier in a good way, though. It's in a good way. Well, how we're using that analogy, I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I mean a positive. You are. See, that's what he's saying. You're the star. You're the straw that stirs the drink, man. Like when all three of these ingredients are in here, like this is just what this show is supposed to be.
Gotcha.
Yep. AKA.
So come back,
Come
baby,
back
come
more
back.
often.
Baby, come back.
You can see us any day, 5 days a week. Most weeks.
Most weeks.
Most weeks.
Maybe on some rainy days, like it just seems.
Yeah,
where's
right.
this rain?
You're gonna be-
Where is this rain?
Do not give those kind of expectations to me because I will just be so disappointed.
When it's
I'll be
rain-
like, it's raining outside. Where the hell is Jay?
He's in town because he's now a townie, huh?
Yeah.
Still liking that the town side of life?
I do, man.
It's just It's just a different speed, right? Just a little tempo, a little slower of a tempo, huh?
There is,
Unless you
man.
get out on the roads and it's like, dadgummit,
Yeah.
where'd y'all come from?
Yeah. Yep.
I just found all the shortcuts over there,
Yeah.
by the way.
There's quite a few.
There are
Quite a
lot.
few.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get to sports games at various different places, when you're running out of time, those shortcuts come in very, very handy.
Like 19th Street during rush hour.
Man, don't be telling the secrets, man.
Hey, we got to show love to if they're listening, more than likely they're local. So,
That's right.
And if you're from out of town, how about you text us and tell us where you're visiting from? 850-215-6290.
6290.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jay. 51,725 playing cards toppled like dominoes to break the Guinness Book of World Records. Irish players throw soccer ball more than 123 feet to set world record. That's a big throw. Dog rescued from Lake Michigan off Chicago Beach. Flock of mystery sheep found wandering near Texas school. Or authorities searching for ocelot on the loose in Jamaica. Or bear wanders. Brian did that one yesterday. Never mind.
Let's go Jamaica, man.
All
And
right.
your choice got whittled down to choiceless. It went from multiple choice to, nope, here you go. This is what you're getting.
Authorities searching for ocelot on the loose in Jamaica.
Ocelot?
Ocelot.
Is that what is that?
It's like it's from the cat family.
Okay.
It's like a bobcat kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, but just ocelot. Hadn't heard that word in a while.
I lost ocelot.
Yeah. The Jamaica Defense Force said an escaped animal initially reported to be a tiger cub is actually an ocelot, a wildcat native to the Americas and the Caribbean islands. Caribbean or Caribbean, Jay?
Caribbean.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I think I say Caribbean just because of Pirates of the Caribbean. But it is Caribbean.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless you got a carabiner, then it's Caribbean.
There you go.
You just
climbing these mountains.
That's it.
One by one, peak after peak, dadgummit.
make sure you clip in.
It's been a while since Ralph Jackson.
Yeah, I haven't heard Ralph Jackson in a hot minute. No,
Ralph.
thank you
that's
for
a you
bringing
thing.
Ralph out.
Yeah. Yes.
Because Ralph's
Yeah.
been kind of, been in the back burner for quite some time now.
Thank God Ralph's here.
You're bringing down my multiple personalities.
Yeah, it's a quality only one person possesses, and it's you. Anyway, the JDF initially said Wednesday that a tiger cub was on the loose in the Black River St. Elizabeth area after escaping during a raid on a smuggling vessel that was also carrying 4 monkeys, 12 parrots, and an undisclosed amount of marijuana.
I love how you just did that marijuana.
Juan.
He's Cheech and Chong's brother.
No, I'm their long lost cousin. Officials later corrected the report, saying the escaped feline is actually an ocelot. Sophia Ramalai, Director of Veterinary Services for the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Mining, said the juvenile ocelot, which could be confused for a domestic cat, should be treated as a potentially dangerous wild animal, and residents should report sightings rather than attempt to capture it themselves. Although it does sound like an opportunity to have a cool cat in your house. Mm-hmm. It is advised to not be interacting with the ocelot, not to harm the ocelot, not to treat it as a species we have not allowed to enter in Jamaica, and so, as a precaution, to ensure that we are treating it with safety, but reporting it so we can come and collect it, Ramla told the Jamaican Observer. It's just a loose cat, Jay.
How about that?
How about that indeed?
Cool cat.
It's like the movie Madagascar, but without the marijuana.
Right.
They came over or they took him from the zoo and they brought him to Madagascar. I forget exactly how it went down. But that was a fun, cute movie.
That was a good one.
You got nothing, huh?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing.
All right, I told you the other ones, so pick one. Sheep, soccer ball, dog, or playing cards.
Nothing kangaroo for David Hayes.
We've had a lot of kangaroo in the recent days.
Yeah, we've been ruining around a little bit.
Yeah.
There was one running around. Where was that kangaroo running around?
In Alabama, I thought.
Yes, Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're still keeping up with the D breeds, huh?
He'll make you rue the day, I do tell you what.
I tell you what. Oh, goodness.
Let's go
Sheep. All right, got it. They're mystery sheep, too. Flock of mystery sheep found wandering near Texas school. May 8th, authorities in Texas town are trying to determine the origins of a flock of sheep found wandering loose near an elementary school. The Leander Police Department shared photos on social media showing more than a dozen sheep loitering. No loitering, Jay. No. On a sidewalk and walking across a road. Riveting. The police said the sheep were unaccompanied near Tarvin Elementary School in Leander. Do you know where the sheep are? E-W-U.
No.
E-W-E. That's what it said. These are always plenty. Police quipped in the Post. A little good quip there. We called Little Bo Peep. She said she found her sheep, and these are not part of her flock. Investigators are now trying to determine where the sheep came from so they can be returned home. Police ask anyone who is missing their sheep or might know of someone who is to be contacted. Leander Animal Services. That's it. That's great. But we got to take a break. We got to get Aaron Bearden on the line from Instant Replay Sports Cards. It's been a few Fridays since I've had the opportunity to talk with him. We'll be right back.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Frank Isola, Sirius XM NBA Radio, ESPN Around the Horn.
I wake up every morning before I go on my show. I watch you guys. Let me just give you the breakdown. I agree with Smalls 72% of the time. Yes. I hate saying this, but I agree with Evan 80% of the time.
Wow.
Chris, he's at about 49%.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Woo! Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. The rest of the day, light showers and a likelihood of thunderstorms and 79 with a moderate breeze coming out of the south-southwest around 14 miles per hour. Tonight, light rain and possible thunderstorms with lows around 69. Tomorrow, possibility of thunderstorms and light rain and a temperature near 75. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Klinger, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you. Serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
For the 2025 Atlanta Braves, it's time to dial in and start the battle back, which means every game means a little more.
Swung on, lifted towards center field. That might get down. Diving catch and caught by Michael Harris.
Tonight, it's a quick trip to PNC Park in Pittsburgh as Ozzie Albies and the Braves square off against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Braves traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. First pitch, 5:40. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive. Join the best of Bay winning Inside Drive with all your lines, props, and covers.
Winning
on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, Mon. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN at Northwest Florida. You did that good, David. We were just talking about a Jamaican ocelot on the loose, and then, boom, you bring us back within some reggae music.
You know, I'm just always on time. That's all it is.
That's it. Always on time. I think Ashanti had a song that was always on time. Always on time. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Ashanti and Jamaicans. We're here to talk to Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports Cards. I know I've been out the last several Fridays running around doing all sorts of different medical stuff, so I hadn't had a chance to talk to Aaron in a while. Aaron, how the heck are you, my friend?
Fantastic. How about you guys?
We're doing all right. Jay is in studio with us here, so that's exciting.
Hello, Aaron.
I could tell it sounded a little more cool and chill.
It did. It did. That intro music was perfect. Yeah, anywhere Jay goes, the temperature goes down about 5 degrees, and everybody's in a better mood. Not many people have the ability to do that.
You guys on there? Did I hear you're talking about ocelots?
Yes, we were talking about a story, because we always do our Afternoon Delight debrief at 12, so we're rolling right out of that into your segment. And yeah, I guess there was a ocelot that was imported and ended up running around on Jamaica. They're not imported, but illegally smuggled, and was running around in Jamaica for a little bit until they were able to recapture it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's you don't want those non-native species like that getting involved in the ecosystem.
Yeah, like all the toads we have around here that eat everything else that they shouldn't. That's all it takes, Jay. Don't smuggle animals.
They eat the ticks, though, and that's good. It's good for the dogs.
Do we have a lot of ticks in this neck of the woods?
I'm sure. Yeah, ticks, fleas, whatever.
You got fleas?
Yeah.
All right, well, you're not allowed to come in the studio anymore.
Maybe at my house, but I don't know.
Yucky. Yeah. Need a bomb. Did the fog bomb. Anyway, Aaron, great to have you back on the line. Any new things that have come in over the last several weeks? Because I've been following along on Facebook, and it looks like you got some new product in there.
Oh, yeah, this was huge release week. Bowman Baseball, biggest baseball release of the year to date.
A big one.
Bowman came out this week. Of course, Sops is pushing those red rookie parallels, doing a kind of a buyback with Fanatics on that. Everybody's really excited about Bowman now. They've also got Resurgence Football, which just came out today. Super cool looking product. Kind of got a little bit of a high end look to it, but not a high end price tag. And got those 2024 rookies in their NFL uniforms. Plus, V-Friends Chrome came out, big non-sports release, kind of Tops and Fanatics trying to get in on some of that kind of that Pokemon market, more or less. And it's been a big week, big couple of weeks for releases.
Awesome. Get down to the store and make sure you're one of the first to get that new product. Certainly like a nice looking product that's a little easier on the wallet. Speaking of easier on the wallet, Aaron, what is the best bang for the buck product in your shop right now? And maybe you can break it down by different sports, because I'm sure there's several for each sport.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a tough one. Personally, look, I always tell people, for what you're getting pound for pound, return on investment and all that, it's hard to go wrong with Leaf products. Leaf's doing a great job of getting quality autographs in their boxes at affordable prices. Really, right now, for the value as far as the future value, man, that Bowman stuff's really good. We've got a lot of good prospects and rookies going on in Bowman that, could be the next big thing, might be next year's MVP in Major League Baseball. We just don't know yet. So there's a lot of stuff like that out there that is not gonna break the bank. You got University Chrome basketball on the market, which is pretty cool, mixing the top collegiate men's and women's players. So you got your Cooper Flags and Jujus and a lot of great players in that product that are going to be pro stars here very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of how it works with the college and the younger, prospects and stuff like that, is you're taking a gamble on if they're going to come to fruition in whatever major league sport that they're playing in, and if they certainly do, then obviously that gamble paid off. But yeah, I totally agree. We've bought several Leaf products over the last 6-8 months or so, and you can really narrow it. Now you don't get the 40 packs of 8 cards per pack or anything like that, but at the same time, if you're getting avid into the card collecting, all those base cards usually go by the wayside as you're looking for the relics, the autos, and all that kind of stuff. And with the Leaf products, most of them you can kind of control 8-10 cards, but they're all really good cards. So totally agree with you on that one, that those Leaf products are pretty spectacular. Here's kind of a personal fun question. If you could create your own trading card line, what would it be themed around?
Oh, that's a good one. We've talked about over the years, like, why aren't there cards for this or that? What nobody's really doing right now is just as simple, just a music trading card.
Ooh.
You've had that in the past, and I'll admit it, somebody's saying, why isn't anybody doing that? There have been plenty of them they've made I didn't buy because they just weren't appealing to me. But over the years, I think I believe Panini about 10 or 12 years ago, something like that, put out like a country music trading card set with a lot of autographs and relics and all that stuff. Certainly back in the early 90s, MTV had put out some cards with a couple of different manufacturers, I think Pro Set maybe. They did just a general music set with a lot of different bands and artists, and they did like an MTV Raps set. So, yeah, nobody's really doing just music and cards right now, which I think is maybe a big oversight.
Yeah, sounds like
look
it.
At some of the popularity, particularly with young people, of some of these acts out there right now. Regardless of whether you listen to their music or not, they're popular, they're bankable. You got these young people out there buying Pokemon, or they're getting them into sports and some of that other stuff. Man, they probably buy some music cards as well if there was some value to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. Good answer to that question, man. I would have never thought of that. And speaking of not knowing, where do you see the future of card collecting going?
That's another good one. So here's one. I was thinking about this, and I was talking this over with some people a while back. You know, we've had numbered cards. You got autographs. You got the relics. They're cutting up the jerseys and the equipment and all. And their Topps is really about to jump into that big time with some of their non-sports stuff, cutting up movie props and things like that we really haven't seen much of. I think the future is going to be technology-based. And, maybe not this year, next year, but just a few years down the road, I think we'll see some cards with maybe some augmented reality tech. I'll give you an example. A year or so back, Topps put out like an archives set, which is kind of a throwback baseball. In each box, you got a pair of 3D glasses, and there were 1 or 2 3D cards in the product. Now, we're talking the old red and blue cheap 3D glasses, and, sort of, they were meant to be a throwback. But now imagine you've got a trading card product where you have your augmented reality glasses, and you've got cards where you look at the card through those glasses, and there's animation of the player happening through your glasses, or real-time updates on their stats instead of showing you last year's stats.
Wow, that's cool.
So,
real time.
Yes, I think that's the kind of stuff that's going to be the future of it. I think it's going to be more high-tech, certainly more innovative than just how many different ways can we put a picture of a player and serial number it. We've done that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Kind of moving to the card, quote-unquote, collecting of the future, so to speak, and it doesn't move into more of a digital thing. You had that, what was that, like, digital stuff that everybody was kind of in it? I don't think it ever really took off, like EFTs or something like that.
NFTs.
NFTs, non-tangible something or others.
Yes, non-fungible tokens. And card companies have done some digital cards over the years. Topps had a set they called Bunt. And they've each kind of tried it. I don't think that's necessarily the answer. Most customers we talk to, when we talk about digital cards, are like, I want something I can hold in my hand. I want to know I own it, and if that app shuts down, it doesn't just go away. And that's where I think the future of it is going to be a mixture of the two. It'll be a physical card you hold in your hand that will have value, but it will have some sort of added element to it. Maybe a QR code you can scan that does something else, or some sort of interactive element.
Gotcha. I mean, that's kind of the way everything is going. We were talking about all hospitals of AI robots in our afternoon delight debrief. Obviously not something that's come to fruition, but being tested out there in the market. Aaron, have you ever had a card come through the shop that you regretted not buying or trading for at the time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that happens a lot, just in the sense of, rookies that you go out and go, man, the year that person was a rookie, probably a lot of people were bringing their cards in, and we just didn't buy them, maybe because we thought we had plenty or thought there wasn't an upside. But, 2-3 years down the road, you go, man, I'll take all that guy's cards I can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's definitely happened. Usually if it's something really good, you go ahead and buy it. So there's been plenty that you go, wow, I wish I hadn't bought that card.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
You know, you buy that card and then that guy tears an ACL or something like that.
Yep.
And then there went all your value. But yeah, I would say we probably at different times passed on rookie cards of, you know, say a Mahomes or Josh Allen or somebody like that, just because when those guys are rookies or even second year, third year, you're like, okay, they're good, but is this going to last? Because a lot of guys have been good for 2-3 years and then kind of regress back to sort of, you know, average player. So, yeah, I mean, you never know at the time what the future is going to be. But, yeah, we probably have passed on some of those.
Yeah.
But we certainly bought a few, too. So.
Definitely. Kind of balances itself out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Are there any current baseball players right now that are trending that you might see their baseball card going up maybe later on in the year right now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jacob Wilson for the Athletics is just really playing above his pay grade. Bobby Witt Jr., certainly. A guy that we already think of as worth, you know, a lot in the hobby, but just keeps on climbing, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he's having an unreal year, and you know, that would have been a good one to get in as before the season started MVP, because now it's like negative 10,000 on the betting side.
But you know, you may look back a year from now and go, man, I didn't buy Judge back in 2017, but I should have bought him in 2025 before he went up, you know, again.
Yeah.
So you know, who knows? I mean, some of those guys, it's almost like there's no ceiling for what they can do and in turn what their cards are worth.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Kind of on the same sentiment there. Has anyone ever come into the shop really not knowing what they had and then ended up having some real valuable card or, you know, memorabilia or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, that happens a fair bit. People sort of bring in an old box of cards or something like that, and they're not quite sure what they've got. Very often, maybe there's something in there that really doesn't have value that to them seems like that would be the valuable piece just because they've maybe heard of that player. You know, and they're like, well, I've got a 1992 Nolan Ryan in here. And it's like, well, yes, you do, but you also have a Mariano Rivera rookie card. And that Ryan is 10 cents, you know, and that Rivera's a nice card.
Yeah,
that does happen. And, you know, the thing with that is, you know, I always tell people, look, we've been doing this 35 years, and we didn't get this far in it by taking advantage of those kind of people. I mean, you got to tell them what they've got.
Absolutely.
You can't say, look, it's your fault. You don't know what your stuff is worth. That's just not the way to do business.
No, absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, it's fun sometimes to show them, like, look, man, you got this card here. You were not even aware this is a big deal, but, yeah, this is what you should be looking for. Maybe you have some more of this kind of stuff at home.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan's card's 10 cents. Man, that just bummed me out.
Yeah, Ryan in the 90s.
You know how many Nolan Ryan cards were made?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking 25, 26 years into his career. Cards are booming, so there's millions of everything. And they did a couple of Nolan Ryan exclusive sets where every single card was Nolan Ryan. So, yeah, they're pretty common for some of those. There are some that book for like 5 to 10 cents.
Sorry, Jay.
Dang it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You can probably let go now.
But now, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk Nolan Ryan rookie cards, you know, his early stuff, a lot of value there, obviously. But and the reason he has those 10-cent cards, those full sets of nothing but Nolan Ryan, is because he was that popular.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there's good value in that early stuff because he is very popular and there's not a lot of it out there.
Yeah. Oh, Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan.
Well, Aaron, obviously I haven't talked to you in quite some time. The big events, the Rip Nights, the big breaks, you guys still have those going on?
Yeah, and bigger than that. I don't think we have spoken about this since it got announced. We have a TV show debuting tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
So we were picked to be. It's called the Card Shop Show, and season 1 is filmed right here at our store. It's going to be syndicated in this area. It will be on Fox 28. I don't have all the information on all the other markets, but it will be out there. But Fox 28 Saturdays at 11 a.m. And it's just kind of all about the hobby from, you know, a card shop's point of view. So helping to educate people on, like, what the different kind of supplies are and why, you know, you need to use say this kind of top loader instead of that one. What's out there in the market in cards? You know, if you're looking at wanting to get into collecting, but you don't know, kind of helping people kind of navigate through a lot of it. It's a very, very complex hobby. I was at Topps Industry Conference last week in Atlanta, and it's one of the things that the different Fanatics VPs and all kept going on about. They're like, this is a complicated hobby, and we need you guys out there to explain it to people for us. So, it's doing a lot of that. Going to events. We went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton and shot some stuff there. We went to, what else? Oh, went to the PBA Tournament of Champions for bowling. Shot some stuff there. Got on the lanes with the winner of the Tournament of Champions. Got him to sign a card for us right there after he won, which is pretty cool. Talked to some of those guys about bowling cards. And we're going to a lot of big events over the summer and filming for it. Sweet. So it's going to be fun. Every episode, we're going to open some product at the end of it. Tomorrow, it's going to be something really huge in the first episode. They kind of made sure they wanted to put something nice out there.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's just going to be fun looking at collecting, not just cards. We're going to have some other people in there, some friends of ours who do maybe comics, action figures, some of that from time to time.
Nice.
And, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've been working on it for about a year in secret. And, it's finally out there, going to air. So it'll be tomorrow, Saturday, 11 a.m. on Fox 28, and then they'll repeat it on Sunday, and I think the following Friday as well. It's going to show several times throughout the week.
Man, that'll be awesome. So make sure you guys tune into that. And then, Aaron, last but not least, what do you guys got coming up tonight? And then, of course, in addition to the television show debuting tomorrow, you got your normal Saturday action coming up as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, tonight we got our Kids Club. This is every Friday night, 6 p.m. Bring those kids in, and we do some very affordable box breaks with them. They can do some trading with each other, learn all about the cards. They're going to go home with far more than what they pay for. We always make sure to take care of the kids at Kids Club. Saturday, we have our breaks at 12 o'clock. Come in at noon, sit around the table, opening hobby boxes with other people. It's kind of like an online break, but face-to-face. Much cooler because you get a say in what they break, or you just hang out and watch and see what products are like and bounce questions off these guys that have been collecting for a long time. So all that going on. Rip Night next Saturday. Pokemon pre-release the night after that. It's a packed month around here.
Busy times down there at Instant Replay Sports Cards. Make sure you head down to the Stanford Station Shopping Plaza right next to Academy Sports and the Sweet Frog Creamery and check out all the wonderful events and products they have there. Aaron, appreciate you jumping on. Good to talk to you again. I know it's been a while, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
Hey, man, glad to have you back. Appreciate all you guys out there. Folks, take care. Come see us here at Instant Replay 7 days a week.
There you go. There you go. Final segment of this Friday's edition of the Inside Drive coming up next.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
A gift that keeps on giving is James Harden. And, when you look at the regular season, James Harden, I think 22 points, 8 assists. We like the Clippers. People thought, you got a healthy Kawhi Leonard. Okay, they can do some damage. And once again, James Harden in a Game 7 is a no-show.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Beach Pizza, formerly Marcy's Pizza, is back with more hours and more pizza. Beach Pizza has new owners and now open every day, 11 to 11. Pizza by the slice, whole pies, wings, pretzels, garlic knots, and more choice eats in East BCB. I finally tried a slice, and it was a thin crust, totes, cheesy slice of paradise. 8815 B Thomas Drive. Online at beachpizzapcb.com. Call ahead, 850-775-4053.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 1 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. That's 800-605-4650.
For the 2025 Atlanta Braves, it's time to dial in and start the battle back, which means every game means a little more.
Swung on, lifted towards center field. That might get down. Diving catch and caught by Michael Harris.
Tonight, it's a quick trip to PNC Park in Pittsburgh as Ozzie Albies and the Braves square off against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Braves traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. First pitch, 5:40. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. This is not for the casual fan. This is for the warriors. This is for the legends.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And our version of Stomp. You remember that, Jay?
No.
They used to get up on the stage with the trash cans and the brooms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was the Astros before the Astros.
It's true. That's what gave the Astros the idea. Was that documentary or whatever it was, concert series? But
you gotta have like they had water on the ground, like they was stopping water.
Yeah,
and
it would come up. Blue
Yeah.
Man Group did that too with all their pipes and all that stuff. But they never talked. You got to have a lot of rhythm to do that, and I certainly don't have that. This is how Hard Rock gets you right there. You open it up to check on what the lines are. They're like, hey, you got a 30% hockey boost. I was like, I do, but you're trying to get me to spend money that if I don't bet, I'm not losing any money. But you could be winning.
Oh, we know better.
Yeah, we've tracked your betting, tendencies, and we know how you roll. Right.
We want your money.
I just got a new 10% boost for golf.
Ah, there you go.
Who's going to be my next winner?
Yeah, where you've already put all your bets in, and now they're like, oh, here, do it again. Here's 10%.
Shane Lowry down to plus 325.
He must be climbing up the proverbial leaderboard. Or no, he's one stroke back with 2 rounds to go. Yeah, plus
Mitchell's still up there, yeah.
Yep, Mitchell's still up there. Sepp Straka's in 3rd. Ricky Fowler is
Wait, that's not Sepp Straka, is it? Well, it says Straka, but this one says J over here. But it is Sepp Straka. I don't know why the first initial is J.
he does have a brother named Sam. So 2 S's there. But Sam didn't make it to the tour like Sepp did. Just kind of worked out.
Oh, because his name is Joseph Straka. His in quotations is Sepp.
Wow, PGA Tour getting super official.
The more that you know.
The more that
Do you know where Sepp Straka's from?
Austria.
Correctamundo. Ding, ding, ding,
The
ding.
only reason I know that is because he played in a junior tournament we used to host.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They ended up going and playing at Georgia, I believe.
Did he?
I think he was one of the Georgia guys. Don't quote me on that. I could be very wrong in that situation.
When you say Georgia, you mean the Bulldogs?
Yes.
You're 100% correct. You can quote yourself.
I can quote myself in that situation. We'll get to those here in a second. Jay, your Atlanta Braves playing the next 3. They've been on a run here with games back-to-back. I don't think they've had a break this week. Maybe they didn't play Monday. No, because they played 4 games in a row against the Reds, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now they travel up there to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. You think Skeens will be on the mound for Game 1?
I don't think so. He pitched like 3 days ago, I believe.
Okay.
So
that influences my decision to place a bet maybe on the game tonight, which starts at 5:40. Afternoon Underdog coming up at 4. They'll end just a little bit early to take you right into that first pitch up there in Pittsburgh. And then tomorrow, coverage starts at 1:50 in the afternoon with the first pitch being at 3:05. And then last but not least, in the quick 3-game series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, coverage starts at 11:20 a.m. on Sunday. First pitch at 12:35.
Looks like it's going to be Bailey Falter going for the Pirates tonight, going up against Bryce Elder.
There you go. I'd probably take the Braves in that one.
Andrew Haney going for the Pirates on Saturday and on Sunday. So, no, looks like we're going to be missing out on Skeens.
Oh, there you go.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's probably a positive thing when it comes to that. All right, tonight we got a basketball game, 2 of them coming up. First, we start with the Cavs at the Pacers. Jay, after those 2 great wins by the Pacers in the 2 games on the road in Cleveland, you think Indiana can come back home and get the dub tonight?
I know David Hayes is rooting for them Pacers, and
yes.
I'll root for them too. So
there you go. Yeah. They're getting 5.5 points at home, and the over/under 230.5. Cleveland is minus 5.5 there in Indianapolis, and Indiana's also plus 180 on the money line. Does it come back tonight, or does Indiana continue on their streak? Do they cover? Well, they don't need to cover it.
Yeah,
they
get the.
So if they win. Points. And you get the points, that's 2 legs. And if you add a third there, you get a 30% profits boost, depending on where you are in your time there on Hard Rock.
I just took the Pacers with the 5.5 and then the over of 230 because these guys are scoring like crazy. So
yes, and it's probably going to be another high-scoring game.
I would take Donovan Mitchell. I would imagine he's somewhere around like 27.5, 28.5. I would take the over again.
Let's take a gander.
Because he had 48 last game, so I'm thinking 35 for him tonight.
Well, and he's 28.5. You're exactly right. So the over there, is it you parlaying that with the...
I don't have Donovan Mitchell. So what I'm parlaying is like just to use the boost, and I'll make more bets later.
Yeah.
But right now it's just the over in both games, and then OKC to cover 5.5, I believe, and Indiana to stick within 5.5.
Halliburton's at 19.5.
See, he's a facilitator first, so
yes,
like he lives in that
score
like
second,
12 to 20, 24 even. He could have a big night, but I really do think. What is Naismith at? I bet he's at 13.5.
Naismith, I got to hit the more. Naismith, he's exactly at 13.
Dude, I'm getting good at this.
You need to be a capper here pretty soon.
Naismith 100% goes over 13.5 tonight. He'll be at 21.
100%. That's a lot.
Jot it down,
Jay.
bro.
That is a lot.
Who's the biggest degenerate better of the two of you?
Oh, that's
trying to figure out here.
That's a tough one.
I know.
I think when you add in some of the stupidity that I come to the table with, I would say that it might be me.
Does that make you more of a degenerate, or does that just make you not a smart bettor?
Well, it's the sports that I bet on. That I'm saying.
Yeah, I've only done one table tennis bet in my life.
I did one today. I did one today to start the show off.
Yep.
$10 bet.
That qualifies you.
And he hit it. He hit it too.
$50, baby. It was crazy too because it was the guy was down by 2 points and I had him to cover 2.5 to win by 2.5. They played to 11, so it needed to be 11-8 at worst. The guy who I bet against is up 8-7, and then my guy goes on a run to win 11-8. So it was a nice.
And you have no facts about these nights. You don't know if he trained with Forrest Gump.
See, and I went against my theory or my strategy is if someone is down 2-0, I always take them to win the next set because there's rarely sweeps. In this case, I went with the sweep though.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't always stick to my own little. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
All right, second game coming up tonight, Jay. The OKC Thunder, a minus 5.5 point favorite on the road there in Denver. What do you think? The second game, they absolutely got back to what we expected out of the first game. So 5.5 doesn't seem like a very big number for them to cover if they play like they should have played in the first game and did play in the second game.
My inner Keith Fleming says Denver Nuggets.
That's not enough conversation to be an inner Keith Fleming.
You need 40 minutes, bro.
Need you to go on for a little bit more time to make that happen.
Love Keith Fleming.
The Nuggets.
I do too, yeah.
So the Nuggets plus 5.5 are minus 105. That's pretty solid. And they also are plus 190 on the money line. 232.5. These over-under totals are getting up there with some of these games and staying pretty low with the games coming up tomorrow night. So you're taking the Nugs, huh? They take a 2-0 lead into game, or 2-1 lead into game 4. We shall see. And then, of course, the game's coming up tomorrow. The Boston Celtics at the New York Knicks. The Knicks stole 2 20-point comebacks. That's the first time since 1997 that a team has blown 2 20-point leads in the playoffs, let alone in back-to-back games. Do the Knicks play well in front of the home crowd, or does Boston get a game back in this series? I think it's at this point it's a must-win for Boston. Can they do it, or do the New York Knickerbockers continue their shocking winning ways?
I'm going with the Knicks. I don't know about you guys.
Take a 3-0 series lead.
Yeah.
Whew, interesting there. Interesting. I would, I know he's pulling for Boston, Tim, but it'd be nice to have a New York sports team in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time. Were they there last year?
No, it was the Pacers.
That's
it was
right.
The Pacers and the Celtics.
That's
the Pacers beat the Knicks to get to the Celtics, I believe, which, I mean, as a Pacers fan, when I step back from it, who would I rather take on in the Eastern Conference Finals? I mean, it's the Knicks. But if the Knicks are see, that's what's so crazy
they're
about
playing so well.
Like,
Are you playing the better team, or are you playing the worst team?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, I really think Boston just has to learn when we're up 20. Let's stop just shooting the tray.
Yep.
Let's take time off of the clock and let's get to the rack. Get to the rack. Get to the rack.
205.5 on that over/under total, Jay.
2.5?
2.5. I'll take
I'll take the over.
I think they cover that in the first 3 minutes.
I would hope so. 205.5 is your total for that game. A little bit lower than the 232 and the 230 in the games coming up tonight.
Take the over, as David Hayes says. They're scoring. Let's go.
Are they, though?
I mean, they are getting over 200, though. I mean, both teams are over 100 in both games. No, the second one was 99 to 98
or something like
maybe.
That, yeah.
Well, no, because it was a close game, because if Tatum makes that basket, then I believe they win right there.
Yeah,
so it was like 99 to 98 or 89 to 88.
Let's see. I can tell you here because that's what the internet does. 91 to 90. That's
Okay.
right. That's right. They
Right in
blocked
that
the
area.
final shot.
Yeah.
And
But
then
no, Tatum didn't even. Well, I guess, technically they did block it, but it was just, what are you doing, bro?
a fade away from the baseline. You're not Kobe. You're not Kobe. Minnesota at Golden State. That'll be the second game tomorrow night, 7:30 here in the Central Time Zone. Golden State's got to find a way to, kind of be competitive now that they lost Steph Curry. They're a 5-point underdog at home. Over under 200.5. If both teams score over 100 points, that covers the over. It seems like a no-brainer, but at the same time, Golden State's going to have to score a little bit more than they did last night. What do you think, Jay?
No Curry, no win.
No Curry.
No Curry,
no
no
win.
win.
No spice.
Yeah.
No Curry.
No spice. No spice.
About the ting.
All right, moving over to the NHL side of things. Can the Maple Leafs go up 3-0 tonight down there in Sunrise, Florida? Maple Leafs won both games at home. Now they make the trip on the road against the defending Stanley Cup champions with their backup goalie starting again in the game coming up tonight. Goalie Bob, as Marty from Boston used to call him, is not having a great series thus far. Who do you got to win this one tonight, Jay?
I just want to know if that girl's going streaking in the quads after the win.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'm Maple Leafs.
It's not just the Game 3 win; it's a series win, right?
I think it was just a Game 1 win.
Oh, Game 1. So when is this happening? She's probably going to put it on her OnlyFans or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking about going nude on social media, you probably got one of them.
You're not really allowed to do that, but on Facebook and Instagram anyway.
Let's go Maple Leafs.
All right. Or are they going to let everybody down like they have done so much and get up to 2-0 lead and then end up giving it away to the Florida Panthers? We shall see. You like the Maple Leafs tonight?
I do. How about you?
I like the Florida Panthers, too. They have to win. If you're down 2-0 in a series, Game 3 is do or die.
Yeah.
If you look at the statistics, you go down 3-0. I think there's been, a few teams in the NHL that have come back from a 3-0 deficit, and one of them was in recent times.
Yeah.
So, I think the Panthers get it done tonight, and I think that's why they're a favorite in this game. Jay, Dallas, Winnipeg.
Dallas.
Washington, Carolina.
Carolina.
Edmonton, Las Vegas.
Edmonton.
There you go. You heard it here first. Appreciate you listening to the Inside Drive this week. Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4, ending a little bit early to get to that Braves-Pirates game starting at 5:40. Y'all have a great weekend. Stay dry, and we'll see you on Monday.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
The Warriors had no bench, no